Hello and welcome. Tallest podcast on earth, episode, I think 8. This episode is just kind of a review of my year in Poland this year. You know, I think ending every year professionally overseas, like finishing every chapter, God, it does feel like the chapter closes and then this summer a new chapter opens. And I think it's so interesting compared to other jobs, you know, like this is what's so unique about this job and this lifestyle is every year we go to a new city for the most part. You go to a new city, a new country. Everything's completely new group of guys. And the only thing that's remains the same is volleyball, that you're there for volleyball. And I don't know. So I'm like in my emotions. It's Monday. I leave on Thursday. Originally I had written down a few things of kind of like, what are some things that are worth talking about? And I'll be completely honest with you now. I don't know. Every time I write things down, I don't like looking at it. This is off the cusp. I was like, you know what? It's 4:56. Let's just do a podcast. Let's just talk about our feelings and how the year was. And if you're a professional, if you're a professional player, you feel this, you know, there's a special feeling when it's like the year is over, you know, good, bad. And every year is different in that way, you know. Let me just off the cusp here, keep things rolling. First of all, sorry, I got a little bit of a headache. We kind of had our final team hurrah last night. And I'll be completely honest with you. I was drinking, And here's the thing is this year, and first of all, yes, this year, the least amount of drinking I've ever done in my life. Yay for me. Yay, you have such self-control. Yay. That's a big deal for me. Not because in any way do I enjoy drinking that much. I really don't. Well, I was a wild boy back in college and when I was a bit younger, drinking has such a different effect on me. And that's really the only reason I said that is because, man, I thought I'd be so hungover today. Not too bad, but we do have a headache. It is important to tell you. Because that's what this show is about, just, being honest. And wait, let's finish through there because, I've talked about in past podcasts with Matt and some other guys how drinking is having a vice is a common theme for a lot of people in general and definitely professional athletes. That round of applause, as it may have been a bit of a joke for myself, it's also, I'm fucking proud of myself, man, because it's really hard not to, want to come home after most trainings and like smoke a little bit or drink a little bit. It's hard, man. It's hard for me, or what are the other options? Or eat, that's what I mean is like, it's not always drinking and drugs or anything like that. Sometimes it's people have their donuts they need at night. There's a place called Fit Cake down the street and they sell these like sugar-free donuts. Damn, they're so good. I've been crushing those, but that's what you do. At least for me, it's like I stopped smoking, stopped drinking. And then it was like, all right, what's going to keep me going? Everyone's got a little bit of their vice. And this was the first year that I really started giving back, trying to build a community, starting this podcast. Like, man, these things really mean a lot to me now because I joke, like I'm jokingly like, oh, they keep me off the streets. But I'm telling you, like, these things keep me centered, they keep me fulfilled. And they're ways for me to learn, to edit audio and video and feel like I'm sharing something that hopefully people can relate to or enjoy. And I think sometimes in life it's good to be proud of yourself. I like to think I'm a pretty fucking humble guy. And I don't think I give myself enough credit for the work I'm putting into some of the things I'm doing. So I'm just having a little moment right now, and I'm proud of myself this year because it's, like I said, it's most guys when they finish training, they want to have a couple beers and do this and that just wasn't me this year. I was really trying to be focused on like working on these other projects, building a course, offering mentorship, like things that start to take up more time. And as you get older, like you hopefully learn how to prioritize that time. And that was this year for me, is like learning to be the guy to say no and not always being like, oh yeah, let's go to dinner. And oh yeah, I'll have a couple drinks for sure. Let's go drink. And the next thing you know, it's like 1 or 2 in the morning. I wake up, I'm hungover as fuck. And I just like ruin my next or only off day. I've been so much better this year at like, being like, man, I'm actually good, I'm going to work on some shit because I know this fulfills me more than going and getting hammered and doing that kind of thing. And which occasionally I got no problem with, after games and stuff, dude, if you play overseas, after a game, and maybe college too, like when the game's over, it's like that night, especially if you win, you feel good. Like, yeah, you're having a couple drinks. You're getting a little wild. Feels good. But you do that long. I don't know. You do it long enough. And I still have times where I'm like, I just need drinks. I need a couple of beers, something, But also for me, it's like trying to find the balance in all that. That's where I've been at recently, is like figuring out my new balance, and fuck, it's so hard. Like, it's so hard sometimes to say no to that shit, It's really difficult to say no to having a couple drinks. Like for me, I'm like, either I go 100% or nothing. And so sometimes it's hard to be like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to go home and work on stuff. Like, fuck, But now I just seen so many players and people who just seem so unhappy and unfulfilled, and in a really fucked up way. Like, that's what inspires me to keep going. It's like, I'm not that. I do not want to be that, I want to look back on my life and be like, fuck yeah, I went for it. And then this, this brings up now, let's talk a little bit about this year in review before we get too lost. When I think back onto when this journey first started coming to Poland, and I think let's talk about like our coach. We had this coach who was, honestly, he's terrible. He was an okay guy, but just like as a coach was just your classic cookie cutter scroll, hand me down with hitting lines for 30 minutes, the same thing every day, 6-on-6, boring. He just like talking, yelling every second, just like, but it's not someone who you feel like you're going to learn from. I don't know, it was bad. And then we got a new coach, and the coach we have now is amazing. And he's completely re-inspired me to continue to play volleyball. To finally have a coach where I'm like, dude, I'm going to get better. This guy, like, he pushes you, he holds you to a high standard, and he's created an environment where he's listening to the players. He adjusts practice based on how our guys feeling. What do they need? He asks questions. That's how it should be. And I was getting to the point where I was like, I'm tired of just like playing to play. I don't need to fucking play volleyball just to play volleyball. I'm not making tons of money, I do it because I love it. I like most of us, like I love games. I love pressure situations. I love those moments. Like I love that this is what I got to do for a living. But I don't need to do it just to keep doing it, because there's no handbook of like, when are you supposed to be done? When do you quit? And then what, And as you get older, those things, I don't know. I feel like for me, they start to really like come to the forefront, They're no longer just like lingering in the background. Now it's like, shit, like what am I doing? Am I living a life that is intentional, or am I just going to keep hopping on board with like, got to grind it out overseas and then just go with the national team and grind out the national team and then go back overseas and like, this is what I do. I'm a volleyball player. And look, the truth is like when you're younger, when I was younger, I didn't need to be motivated to play volleyball. I just fucking loved it. Just loved it. And you're so bad. So like getting better feels so good. And there's always so much to get better at. And now it's like, as a pro playing in the middle, it's like I get paid to care just about my position and just finding like 1% ways I can get better. And I think a big lesson for me this year was to live my life with intention. Because it's like, if I'm going to be all the way out here in Poland, away from like an amazing life in California with my brother and my girlfriend and my family and like my friends and things I love out there, if I'm going to give all that up, I need to make sure that I'm being intentional and I'm not just wasting my time. I'm not just fucking watching Netflix every night and like doing nothing and just playing volleyball and bitching about how my body hurts, or this sucks, or this coach sucks, or this practice is boring. It's like finally life gifted me a coach who like really re-inspired me and just, it was such a reminder to me of like, if you're going to do this, like go all in. If you're going to continue to play volleyball, like go to play and get better. Stop thinking like you're so good and you just keep showing up and you'll get better. Like it's even as a professional for me, it's like I have to, slap myself on the butt a little bit and be like, yo, what are you doing? You just showing up, or like you trying to get better at something? And I feel like I have that passion back a little bit, even for some of these other things in my life that I just don't want to show up for. This podcast, editing it, all that kind of stuff, recording it, being like, I'm going to say something stupid, or I should have said this, or this is better. Like, nah, not anymore. Because I'm trying to give back. And this is the part of the learning process, And I did write a few things down. I'm going to get like super lost. my goal is to try to get myself to cry on this podcast. So that's like what I'm really trying to do. Let's see if we can find something here. Let's see some things I wrote down. Injury will fuck up your mind. Be patient, be consistent. Totally agree. This was a strange year for me because I've been dealing again with this plantar fasciitis and showed up here and it was not really there at all. And then 2 months in, it just came back full force. And man, injury will really toss your mind around, put you in a bit of a blender. And, it's interesting. It really does remind me of like, even now, because now my feet feel pretty good. And what I think about is like, okay, when my feet felt really bad, every day I would spend so much time, like, what can I do to get them better? Like different strength exercises for the fascia, for the tendons to build and regrow, and everything around the ankle and the foot, and spending time in the physio, doing all the things that I was told to do. I got a bottle in here, a frozen water bottle. I was rolling my feet out every day. And then finally they feel good. And I realized like the last like 2 or 3 weeks, like I haven't done anything because they just feel good. And again, it was a reminder, like keep going with some of that stuff, because it's just like, that was like a little lesson. And I think that lesson carries on into so much of my life, where it's like, man, don't just put in the extra time when you're injured. Don't wait to get injured to take care of yourself, you know? For me, I, in some way, needed it, you know? You need those little reminders in life. And I got mine this year, and I also realized, you know, that's why being intentional is so important, you know? And that's why having balance is so important. That was I think another big lesson for me this year was like, just being kind of like, having balance is so important. Having something outside of volleyball that gets you going or that keeps you curious, or something you're learning, playing the piano, doesn't matter what it is. Dude, it's so important, because you will get over volleyball or you will get injured. And then what? Don't be one of those players who's just so blindsided by volleyball. They have nothing else they're interested in. Like, I'm telling you, it will come back to get you. I know too many players who make good money playing volleyball, and that's all that they know. They just play volleyball. And dude, they're not happy. They're just not happy. And I see those types of players, and it's a great reminder for myself. Like, that's not what I want to be. I want to be fucking happy camper, baby. You know, I want to find my fulfillment just like everyone else. Let's see. Let's talk about the league for a second. I wrote down here, guys out here, like their work ethic. Dude, here's the coolest part about playing in Poland, and this was my feeling when I first got here, like day one, is guys just fucking try hard. You know, it's cool to get to, like, I've got to better know so many of my teammates this year. And a couple of them specifically, it's like, and most of them honestly, but a couple specifically, like, used to be the kids wiping the floors for the Plusliga, you know, asking for autographs. And now they're like, some of them aren't even playing, but they're on the team, and it's like such a big deal, you know. And it makes me think of like how we have the NBA or something back home, where it's like when you're a kid, you watch ESPN and it's like, there's Michael Jordan, you know, or Wilt Chamberlain, dude, for all the like really old parents that are listening to this. You know, and you like watch those guys on TV and you're just like, oh, one day I'm gonna be like Michael Jordan. Dude, I'll never forget. I went to like a IMAX theater and saw some like IMAX 3D Michael Jordan documentary something. Dude, I went fucking straight home, and we had a basketball hoop outside near the like light post on our street. And I just shot baskets until my parents like forced me to come in the house at night. Like I remember being so inspired by that stuff. And you forget as an athlete, right? Like the game finishes if we lost, especially. Like, I'm just trying to get out of there. Just get me out of there. It's my fucking job. If we lost, I'm pissed, whatever. I just want to leave. And you forget that, like, man, it's like so much more than just, it's not just about me, you know? It's about the team. It's about the fans. It's about the culture. It's about the environment. It's about inspiration. Like, and that's why doing some of this, like the podcast and some other stuff, has been so cool for me, because it reminds me like, oh shit, people are listening, you know? People care. People want to have someone to look up to in the volleyball community. And I don't know, the point I was trying to make is like, it's just so cool to feel like I can be inspired by fellow teammates, where I look at them and I'm like, man, they just having them tell me stories of like, dude, when I was a kid, I just dreamed of playing in the Plusliga. Now I'm fucking here, you know? Like, that's why they all try so hard. It's a big deal. And it's so different for especially foreign players who come here. It's like, I didn't dream of being in the Plusliga. I didn't dream of any of that. It was like, oh, I want to play Division I college or volleyball, you know, which was a big deal actually. Like, playing Division I was like, you know, that's what we all wanted, because that's our NBA for volleyball, for men's volleyball at least, is college volleyball. So it's a big deal. Playing Division I is great. It's great competition. But then I look at some of these kids or I just think like, oh man, that's probably that same feeling that actually some kids get in the States too, watching guys in the NBA, being like, one day I'm gonna be in the NBA. And then they probably don't make it, but they have the dream. And I think that's why now I try really hard to go out of my way to like respond to people and who reach out and maybe stay after at a game. I'm not perfect, but having those little reminders, it reminds me too, like, man, I was a kid too once who just wanted to play volleyball because I loved it. And that there's so many fans out there who love volleyball, and that's so apparent here. Like, people love it, and the work ethic out here for players and teammates is like nothing else, because they don't want to go down. I mean, there's like 1,000 divisions in here in Poland. There's the Plusliga, and then there's like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, up to like 60 divisions. And guys who made it here, like, they don't want to go down to they call it the first division, but like, let's say second division, they want to stay in the they want to stay in the NBA. Like, they're not trying to go down to the G League. And, so they have that work ethic. Everyone works, for the most part, like, everyone works really hard. Everyone trains really hard in practice and pushes you. And that's very rare overseas. I've played in other places, in France specifically, where it was like fucking a job, dude. For some of those guys, it was just like, this is just my job. And that's it. They didn't really care, Not that they didn't care, but it wasn't clear that they had intention, this thirst for like wanting to get better at something, like really loving volleyball and wanting to get better. It was just like, this is what I do, and I'll just show up and do my part, and then that's it. Which will give you a really like twisted, pessimistic view, as for me at least it did, like, where I'm just like, why would I put in time and effort into these relationships when, like, who cares? These guys don't give a shit. It's easy to fall into that trap, So it's refreshing not to always have to look inside myself to be like, fuck it, this is me. I'm still going to work hard. I'm still going to show up every day and do more. Like, it's nice when it's a luxury when you're in an environment where that just happens naturally. Your whole team is working hard. Like, you're going to fucking work hard. If your team kind of just doesn't give a shit, then it's easy to fall into that trap. And let me say something else too. So now we are out of playoffs. So now we play for 5th place. Dude, what are these leagues doing? Okay, we play for Challenge Cup. So, whatever. Okay, maybe we want to make Challenge Cup. But out here, it's like, even those who didn't make top 8 get into playoffs, they have like a bottom bracket where they're just playing basically for sponsors to make money. They're playing for like 7th, 9th, 12th place. It's like, dude, what the fuck? And this is the worst, because I've been on multiple teams where that happens. In Italy, actually, we had a bad season, finished like 13th, and we had to stay an extra month to play like a 5-game series for 13th, 14th place or something like that. Or like the bottom 6 play in like a tournament. Bullshit, dude. This is the worst, because no one wants to play. Everyone wants to go home. Like, these are the times where you have to really look inside yourself and be like, okay, I know I'm going home soon. I know I'm not playing for anything, but like, have some fucking pride and play to get better. These are the times that really test you. It's so easy to want to play hard in the playoffs. That's why great players play amazing, because it's fucking easy. It's easy. You get that. That's the best part about playoffs. If you get this extra sense of urgency and energy and anxiety, that build up to like great players doing great things in amazing moments. But it's fucking hard to play good when you don't give a shit and no one else cares, but you just have to play. So even this has been like a test for me. We played yesterday. I played like shit, and I just didn't care, and it looked like some other guys didn't care, and it was another reminder for me that I'm like, what kind of man do I want to be? Do I want to be that guy who's just like, be a part of the I don't give a shit? Or do I have more pride in me to be like, no, every day I wake up, whatever I'm doing intentionally. Even if it's just fuck around intentionally, dude. But not with something I love, like not with something that like I sacrifice so much to be here to do, even if it is just like a joke around game. All right, let's see. What else do we learn? I don't even know if I answered that thing about being healthy, but this was a tough year for me in terms of like what's going on with my feet. Things are pretty good now, but it was rough, man. Plantar fasciitis is rough. Is really rough. And like most injuries, You know, you don't realize how important something is until it's taken away. Your back pain, your knee pain, whatever. That stuff's debilitating, you know? But it's just a great reminder, like with everything else in life, just be consistent. Just be fucking patient and be consistent and have balance and have other things you're into, because it's the same reason why I'm sure if anyone has a Robinhood account, they know you're not supposed to just buy Tesla. You know, you diversify. You buy some fucking Dogecoin, some Bitcoin. You buy some, I don't know, TLM. I don't know if that's even a company. I just made it up. You buy some TPO, tallest podcast on earth. So you got to diversify in your life also. That's the truth. All right, let's talk about cold weather. I got COVID probably in December. Another thing, none of the clubs wanted to say anything about anyone getting COVID because then guys had to miss games and blah, blah, blah. I don't even know if I should be saying this, but I'm saying it because it's the truth, baby. And it's bullshit, dude. The whole COVID rules were so lame and weak and like whatever. So I got COVID. I also got like other sicknesses, flus. I haven't had the flu or been sick in like 7 years, like a really long time, because I take really good care of my body. And I thought I had a strong immune system. And then I came here and got fucking rocked. COVID actually wasn't that bad for me, but I was out for like 12 days because of that, missed a couple games. And then also got like a bunch of random sicknesses, flus. I'm just getting over one. And I'm just like, dude, what is happening? You know, it's April 25th and it's like, I don't know, 6 degrees Celsius. What? And it rocked me, dude. I thought I had a strong immune system. I guess not. I'm going to do more breathing exercises and cold water exposure for the future because I got rocked. I was so surprised. Cold will fuck you up, you know? And I look at the guys who didn't get messed up were the guys who were like basically grew up on fucking farms or in dirt fields or something, or just sucking mud out of a straw as a kid. And their immune systems are fucking sweet because of it, probably. But yeah, I got rocked by colds and flus this year. I was really surprised. Let's see what else we got here. Polish hogs. Yeah. Polish dudes are fucking hung. I'm just going to tell you that. It's unbelievable. Let's see. Year in review. I don't know. Honestly, maybe this podcast doesn't need to be super long. You know? Like the lessons I learned were just be consistent and live with intention. And I think that's such a good place to start. You know, I know so many people out there are wondering like, oh, I want to jump higher. I want to hit harder. I want to be better at blocking. I want to be better at attacking. How do I do this? Like if I just tell you in words how to do it, you'll just be so much better at it, you know? And it's a great reminder for myself. It's like, man, these things just take time. They take experimenting. So that's why, you know, my new thing has been, because like I said, I go like a really 100%. So if I'm into something, I'm all into it, or I'm super passionate about talking about this serious thing or volleyball or whatever. And then I even have to step back and remind myself like, dude, don't take yourself too serious, you know? Again, balance gets brought up. Like, you know, you gotta have different friend groups that pull different sides of you out. You gotta have different things you're into that give you a new perspective on the world. You know, yeah, I think that stuff is really important. And it's just another great reminder because, like, man, for a third of the year I had plantar fasciitis, didn't play in a bunch of games, and it was just killing me. I'm like, what am I doing here? Because then it'll make you feel like, why am I all the way in Poland? To do what? I'm sitting in this tiny apartment, you know, and I don't know. It can feel like a lot, and yeah, it's important to have balance. All right, I don't know. That might be anything. I wish I could go live because I would love to just like talk to people or do like a hotline. If you guys are interested in a hotline, let me know. That'd be pretty cool if I could get guys to like send in videos of them. Yeah. That would be pretty sweet. All right, I think we're back. Huge problems. Well, this is the last time we are going to record in this apartment. So honestly, thank God for that, because I'm hoping to really step things up, quality up, you know, really having a direction for what you guys want and trying to serve this community. You know, so my year in review, if we had to mark this year, it's a straight up 10 out of 10, baby. there were so many challenges. Like this year was so challenging, like unique challenges with injury and with having a bad coach and then getting a great coach, and like just so many lessons learned in this last chapter in the Palouse League. And I'm so grateful to continue to learn, to get to use volleyball as a vehicle to learn about myself. I'm selfish as fuck. I'll be completely honest. I care about the direction I'm going in my life. I care about growing as a person. I care about having a good time along the way. Like I care about all of it, and I care about now sharing my experience to hope to connect with people and, share with a community that gave me so much. I mean, dude, how sick. Like, it doesn't matter what you do in your life, you're going to learn the same lessons. So I'm so stoked that I get to do something I really love, that volleyball gets to be my vehicle to teach me all these fucking amazing life lessons, and like help me learn so much more about myself and what I'm capable of. And that goes with playing good, playing bad, being injured, like the whole experience, being overseas. It's just so different. It's something so unique. And I'm fucking grateful for it, and I'm proud of myself for all the work that I put in to get here. It's not easy to, show up every day and beat up your body. It's fucking fun. It's not always easy though. It's like, especially playing in a league like this, it's like, man, there's so many middles who I think are better than me. So many players who are better than me. Fuck, I played with TJ this year, dude. TJ DeFalco. I guess so fucking good in practice. Like, he's insane. So I love talking shit with guys. I love hanging out and playing with guys like that. I'm fucking terrible compared to this kid. Like, how lucky am I that I get to play with someone like TJ who's just a really good person and also like unintentionally pushes me, And that's what it's about, is surrounding yourself with people who unintentionally push you to become the best version of yourself, athlete, human being, whatever. So I feel pretty grateful that I got to have some of that. Yeah, what else? I don't know. This is a short one. We'll just stop it there. Again, so much of this relies on like feedback from you guys, I should probably come a little more prepared. If you think I should be more prepared, drop it in the comments below. Yes, these are on YouTube now. I'm putting these on YouTube. They're also on Spotify or wherever else you can find podcasts. But really, I really want to build this into something that serves you guys. It fucking helps me so much. Like, if I can keep this machine running and it's something that people love and enjoy, I also love and enjoy the struggle of this. And it keeps me from wanting to fucking drink or smoke weed or like do all those kind of things, like it keeps me from feeling lonely too. Like, straight up, it keeps me fulfilled. It's so fun to like give back and learn how to teach and learn how to listen. And your boy needs to learn how to fucking listen, because he's quite the talker sometimes, So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be open to feedback. I'm trying to use this as a place to experiment and just hang out and talk. And hopefully it's helpful in some way, because otherwise we'll go back to the drawing board, baby, and we'll come up with a new plan. All good. But I enjoy it. So anyways, tallest podcast on earth. That's my year review. I got to be honest. I don't even know if I reviewed any bit of my year. What else can I say? Let me just off the cusp right here. What else can I say? Okay, it was really cold. That was so new to me. Yes, I'd been in Italy and France before where it was like it got cold, but this was something different. Cold was actually chilling. In fact, the benefit of the cold for a little bit is that it forced me to work on these things. Dude, when it's sunny, like when I go back to LA in a few days, it's going to be hard to want to like do podcasts and do that kind of stuff when it's fucking, we'll talk in Fahrenheit now because I'm all excited. When it's like 80 degrees, 75 degrees, and I want to go to the beach and surf, I'm going to have to be real disciplined to make sure I'm still doing this stuff for you guys and, also enjoying my life and trying to find balance when there's so much more to be had, So it's just new challenges. Being with the national team again, like all those things, it's every moment is a new chance to grow and to learn. And now this feels like it's been too sentimental. So, all right, that was one. It was really cold. What else? The food, dude, this place is so cheap. That was sweet. The food was actually amazing here. Polish food was really good, but not even Polish food, just the food here in Poland, like the Thai, the sushi, Indian food. Like there was so much good food here. The people were great. The organization was good here. This is a great place. It's a great place. And maybe we'll be back. Maybe not. But maybe. Time will tell. Let's see. Anything else? Nah, I feel good. This was great. Stoked. Again, reach out to me. If there's anything I can help with, let me know. Check out my website, youwon't.com. I got the course on there. I started offering one-on-one mentorship. If you're a coach and you have a team, I'll do Q&As. I also break down individual technical film. So for middles or any other position who wants me to take a look at some of their game footage and help them break things down, check out the website and order up, and let's help each other. You know, I want to help. So if there's any way I can, let me know. Otherwise, that's it, baby. Enjoy the day. And I'll see you on the sunny side of things, all right?